Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. It is Friday the 28th of August. We have new mods and we have quite a few updates again. The updates are as follows. From the bottom right, we have got Seasons Geo South Moravia by Z84, Seasons Geo Devon by IRL The Waste Cart by Adub Modding, Goldcrest Valley Chicken Pen by Adub Modding, the Lizard Mark MKS33 by JCBmodding and LucaModding, the Water Tank by Water Tank 2000L by Szasty, the Case IH Magnum US Series by Carl Farms, the Goitler Simplex 25 by Rick LaBelle TWD Modding, the 20-foot gooseneck trailer by ZGaming 82 squared, and the TLX 2020 series by ZGaming 82 squared. That's had quite an update. We're going to talk about that in a little bit more detail. But those are the updates for today. So, from the back of those updates, I just want to have a look at this. The TLX 2020 series by ZGaming 82 squared. As if this couldn't get any better. I loved this when it came out. It's amazing. Look at that. You can't tell me that doesn't look good. You just can't. Well, I mean, maybe you can just to be awkward, but I love it. So as I just said, part of the update is there's quite a lot in this changelog for the 2020, and attacher type changed to avoid other vehicle connections, reduce the brake force, floating cargo when using tension belts, a few people mentioned, that's been sorted. Diamond plate texture glitching from a distance has been sorted. The Lick It trailer setup as manure spreader not working has been sorted. Off-road bumper lights not working has been sorted, but then added in this regular pickup bed attachment, which I've just got on there, 6.7 litre version, which I've got, dashboard lights, off-road wheel set and winter wheel set. So I've got the off-road wheel set beaded as well. You know, let's just get in it. Did I say dashboard lights? Well, that's from something else, but anyway. Let's have a quick look. That's the standard. This is the new bit. TLX 2020 single cab 6.7 litre, 36 grand. It's a little bit more expensive. All the other options, if you saw my previous review on this, are the same. So rim colour, main colour, colour design, all those kind of things remain. There is a preset option again, which does an automatic kind of setup. But if we take that off and then go to our wheel brand, we can have stock, we can have sport, we can have our performance, which was what we had last time. Then we got off-road. Off-road beadlocks 1, off-road beadlocks 2, which I love. Then we've got off-road winter, which again, that looks fantastic. If we go back to this, then we go to the wheel setup, we can have standard, we can have performance, we've got duals, performance duals, and then back again. So the performance duals, beaded, if I go with the beadlocks, which I went for, and then again swap that out for performance duals, I just think that looks amazing. Then we've got all the other options for changing the front grille and all those kind of things, all the extras, side steps, and you can have bull bars and side steps. Lighting, standard, LED bar, strobe bar, bull bar 1, or again, if we go, hang on, back on those, we can go for kind of all 3. All 2, and I know it gives you all sorts of kit options. Then we've got the 6.7 litre high stroke V8, which gives you a 450 horsepower variant, or the high stroke V8 tuned 510 horsepower, and then we can change the mirrors again. So a few options on there. On the actual back portion of this, the new bit that's added is this, the TLX 2020 Trail Boss. Again, we can change the colours and various different things on that, but it's got a load of features on this as well. We can have it standard, we can have it with a toolbox, we can have side rails, we can have it with the roll bar, which is what I think I went with. You can have headache rack 2 that has the sidebars as well, headache rack and toolbox, and then you can have this, just a cover. You can have a flat cover on the back as well. But what I love about this one as well, if you go for the duals, fenders, you can have flared fenders. So bring those wheel arches right out. there you go. That does have, if we go off that again, it does have a fifth wheel, not fifth wheel, gooseneck attacher in the back of the bed as well. I think it has straps. It does have straps too. That is mint. Love it. Really, really nice. So yeah, a few additions to that and some very nice ones too. Awesome. There you go. So that's by ZGaming 82 squared. Yeah, very nice. So for the actual mods for today, I'm going to start off with this one down here. This is, I'm back again. Another one of these ones. I'm baffled. Honestly, I'm a bit confused. I mean, I'm not confused. I know what it is. It's a flashlight. This is by j.AModding. You buy it. You put it wherever you want. You pick it up. As soon as you pick it up, the light is on automatically, but the light doesn't match up with where the. So if I tilt it, the light where the light's shining isn't matching up with where the actual light's pointing. What I was more puzzled by is that we've already got a torch. And I thought, okay, fine. But what if you decided I'm going to put this down at night, maybe 2 or 3 of them, you could light something up. So if I put that down the ground, unfortunately when it settles, the light, I don't know if it needs adjusting so the light's pointing the right direction, because I think the light's now set that it's actually pointing underground. It's not, yeah, I don't know. Weird one, because if I just do R1 and circle, I've got a torch. The standard in-game one. So I'm a little bit puzzled, to say the least. Great idea in theory again. I think it might need a bit of a tweak, possibly. This you will find under decoration. Yeah, there you go. Flashlight, 40. It will only use one slot, and you just place it wherever you want. I've already got one placed there, but if I zoom right in, I can place another one. Nope. There we go. That's the flashlight by j.AModding. What should we look at next? We need a tractor for those, so we'll look at this one. We might as well. Why not? This is the Fent Farmer 30X by Virtual Farming 2K19. This is a little tractor, as you can see, really nicely detailed. I like this one. There's quite a few options on this. It's a bit of a minefield with tyre choices, but I mean, looking at the grille in there with the radiator behind it, and it is really nicely detailed. This will use 25 slots. You'll find it under vehicles, under small tractors. There you go, 44 grand. 50 horsepower is the start point, as is the 44 grand. But we've got the option to change the rim colour to Fent beige, white, Fent grey, orange or black. We can change the main colour. We've got Fent restored green, classic green, Fent classic, Fent green. We've got the petrol, a dark green, black, orange, and there's a Fent dark red, which is an interesting one. I quite like the Fent Classic. I think that's what I went for. Then design colour is for your front loader option. So if you get a front loader attacher, it will be the colour of whatever you choose. You can have it to match or mix and match. It's up to you. What I am going to do is put it on petrol, just so that when we get one you can see it. Then tyre choices. We can have Trelleborg, Michelin. I thought it was... No, it's not a Nokian. Trelleborg or Michelin. We can have standard. Now it goes through a few standards here, which is a bit odd, but standard, that drops it down. Standard, again standard, then to wides. I don't know why they're all standard, but there was a few different changes in there. Then we've got a 2-wheel drive, then narrows, rear twins, rear narrow twins, back to whichever standard is the standard. Then under Michelin we've got standard, wides, Oh, that's it. Standard and wides. I didn't check that when I was looking over it earlier on. Those are your tyre options. Then we got exhaust. That's exhaust 1. Exhaust 2 puts the exhaust down here with the little exhaust coming out just next to the steps. Then exhaust 3 puts a sort of chromed or steel one up there on the bonnet. Then we got beacons, left, right, both, or off. We've got weight holder on the front. So at the moment it's got a trailer hitch. You can have weight holder, 3-point link, or nothing at all. So the weight holder has an attacher on it, but without doesn't. Then we've got engine size, and this is, again, there's quite a few here, and some of them didn't seem to do anything. We've got a 52 horsepower 304 LS. 304 LSA is a 58 horsepower. 305 LS is a 62 horsepower. 305 LSA is a 70. Then we've got 306 LS didn't change. And the same with the 306 LSA. Didn't change the horsepower. 307 LS doesn't change the horsepower. Then we go to 307 LSA, goes up to 75. 308 LS is 78 horsepower. 308 LSA is 82 horsepower. 309 LS is an 86 horsepower. And then 309 LSA is 90. So the maximum you can go up to is 90 horsepower. Doesn't add a huge amount to it. That's 50 grand with a few changes. And then front loader attacher, there you go. We did it in petrol design colour. You can have Stoll, hello, or not at all. Like so. Those are the options. We jump in it, start it up. I do like the sound of it. There are no options for opening and closing doors or windows or anything like that. L1 options, R1 options, L1 and R1 options. Lights, beacons, horn, which people often like. It's really nice. So for a little 90 horsepower tractor, there's a certain something about it. Nice detail inside. I mean, it's fairly sparse. It's an old type tractor and a small type tractor, but the detail in here is very good. Very cool indeed. There we go. So that's the Fent Farmer 30X by Virtual Farming 2K19. Moving on, I'm going to get a tractor and we'll go back to those in a minute, don't worry. We've got this. Now this is something a bit unusual and something a bit different that we haven't had before. This is the MAN TGS 18500 Skip Pack. This is by Kotte 97. Now I have had a couple of issues with it. We'll see how whether it wants to play ball now. Really, really nicely detailed. It does have trailer attacher, PTO in the back. As well, which is that makes it very useful other than just a skip truck. The skip does come in the pack. That is a 6,000 litre. I think that was under trailers. We will have a look. I'm trying to remember. Again, there was quite a few mods today, but we've got quite a few MAN trucks already in game. But you know, we've got the actual main body. Let's jump in it. Start it on. Horn. Beacons. Lights. Now, these ones at the front, if you've got a side panel or you can do high beams, if I do high beams they do come on. A couple of mods I've had recently they haven't worked, but they do on this one, so if you do have that you can put those on. Now, I'll open the side menu because if we extend the arm now, L1 and X extends the arm. Puts the supports out at the back to stop it tipping. Whole lot goes back. Now it depends whereabouts you're going to be. You probably want to be as close to it as you can be, but what you can do if you're not quite close enough, it is saying I can connect now, but I can, if I do R1 and right stick, I can extend the arms a little bit. So if I'm not quite there or I want to extend it for putting it down somewhere, connect it up. I even like the fact it's like sort of free floating on the chains. Let's bring that arm back in again, and then what we'll do is if I do load container, L1 and X, it will automatically load. Or I can do L1 on my right stick and I can manually load, so I can gradually put that myself if I want to. But if at any point I want to change, I do load container and it will take over for me and it will load that container on. So 6,000 litres of whatever it is you want to put on there. On it goes, like so. And it's secured. So, driving it was fine. I bought out another piece of equipment with it, but I then found, for some reason, as soon as I put something in the skip, it wanted to start moving around. It got a little bit wobbly on the back, because that little connector on the back is supposed to hook under that skip, and it didn't. So I was wondering whether or not you need to kind of just do a little bit yourself at the end, just to get it to sit right. I don't know. Don't get me wrong, it's fine 90% of the time. I just had a little bit of wobble, a little bit of movement on it. But I will show you, it will hook up. It's got a rear trailer hitch and it will hook up to other things. Like so. And then unloading is the reverse, but I can do it manually if I want to, so I'm going to do this one manually. Oh, now that's weird, that didn't do that before. So what I can do, if I extend the crane arm a little bit, then try it. Ah, that's interesting. Right, let's do it drop off container and see if it does it itself. Ah, right, so it needs to move those clips and stuff out of the way for it to go properly. So you are going to need to do it with the auto sort of set thing. When it gets to its point it's happy with, again I might do a little bit of a jiggle around with that just to get it to sit flat, like so. Switch, drop off container, and away we go. So you can have a few of those containers knocking about with various different things in and just go around picking up the ones you want, putting things in them, whatever it might be. I know it's not a huge capacity, but like I've said before when I do mod reviews, it's so nice to have something different. We haven't had a skip lorry before, not on console anyway, and I love it. This you will find under vehicles, under trucks, TGS 18500 4x4 skip, 130,000, 21 slots, and then 6 for the skip. Options available, we can change the main colour of the vehicle like so. Rim colour we can change, there's an assortment there, chrome if you want to go with chrome, or polished metal, black metallic, or yeah. And then we've got the option of Trelleborg, Lizard or Nokian, but there's no options within those, it just changes the tyre types. Trelleborg, Lizard, Nokian. Those are your options on that. I'm sure the skip was under trailers. There we go, skip container 1,850, 6,000 litre capacity, and like I say, it was 6 slots for the first one, then that drops to 1 for any subsequent ones after that, if you want to have a few of them for various different tasks. It will take all of those crop types, it will do seed and fertiliser and all that lovely stuff. Yeah, I mean, very cool. There are no options on that, you can't change the colour or anything, the skip is that colour. But there you go. Moving on, I'm going to jump back. Actually, yeah, we can do this one because I can use the little Fent if I want to. This is the Lizard Vision 20,000. This is by J.AModding, Agro, Tonho. This is an auger wagon and it will do all the auger wagon crops, so your cereal crops, it will do seed and it will do fertiliser. 20,000 litre capacity, really nicely detailed. Huge auger pipe on this. The diameter on that is insane. But yeah, very nicely detailed. A few tyre option choices on it. Very cool indeed. This you will find under auger wagons. 42 grand to buy. 20,000 litre capacity. Requires 120 horsepower to operate it. Options available, we can have standard tyres, we can have wide tyres, we can have the twins. Those are your options. Very cool. There we go. Folding up, L1, down on the D-pad, folds the pipe up. Like so, so the auger inside there that joins up. What we will do, I'm curious to see how fast the unload is. Now you can't adjust the pipe, that's fixed in place, so there's no up or down adjustment on that. What we will do is come over here. There's such a big auger, I would think it unloads really quickly. That is pretty rapid. There you go, that's nice that. That's the Lizard Vision 20,000 by J.AModding Agro Tonho. Nice chaser bin, auger wagon. pipe sits very high as well, so putting into higher sided vehicles and stuff will be very, very useful. I'm going to disconnect from that, leave that unloading, move on to the next of the mods. I was going to grab the Fent and then realised I didn't have enough horsepower. There's me saying about the horsepower requirements, and wouldn't have enough horsepower to actually operate it. So, next up we've got this. This is the Steinleiten WR500. This is by S8080T. This will use 9 slots. This is a front windrower. We haven't got many of those, if any. I'm trying to think if we've got any front windrowers. I don't think we have. Nicely detailed. I think it's a 5.1 metre. We'll have a check of that in just a second. Very cool bit of kit. Like I say, I don't think we've come across these before. I could be wrong. I often am. This you should find under windrowers. There we go, the WR500, 14 grand to buy, 5.1 metres, requires 50 horsepower, and it will run at 15 miles per hour. There are no options available. You get what you get. So what we'll do is hook up. Start it up, drop it down. So the beauty with this being on the front, you can go along and you can do your windrowing, and then you can have a baler behind or tedder behind, or I don't suppose you want a ted because the tedder often spreads it back out again. But if you've got a baler behind you, or a loading wagon or whatever it is, so you can have this on the front just cleaning up a little bit. I know it's not particularly wide, but it's certainly better than the widespread stuff that's already on the floor. I like that. It's a cool bit of kit. Very, very handy. I wonder if they make a bigger one of these Steinleiten, whether you can have a wider one. Nice animations. Does what it should. Very cool mod, that. There you go. That's the Steinleiten WR500 by S8080T. Which brings us on to another one. We've got another windrower today. I've said this before. It's funny how you get the similar sorts of things come out either days apart or on the actual same day. This is the Lizard E6. This is by Agro Tonho. This is also a windrower. This is a rake. This is not powered. The rakes just move as you drive forward. This is 4 metres wide, I think it is. So drop it down, no need to turn it on. Does the same job, makes windrows. Turning is often a little bit with rakes is a little bit trickier prospect. I'm just doing this so I can turn the corner, but does what it should do. Puts everything into a nice neat swath. Raise that up. Put that back out the way. The rakes are nicely detailed. Looks good, that. This you will also find under windrowers. There you go, the E6, 12,000 to buy for a 4 metre width. This is 5 slots for this. 14 miles an hour this will run out. Options available, we can change the main colour to anything on that palette. Like so. Only requires 15 horsepower as well. So if you're running a small farm setup, small fields, small swaths, whatever you're doing, it doesn't require a lot because it's just pulling it along, it's not powered. Very, very handy bit of kit. Right, let's move on. We've got the Lizard P46. This is by Szasty. This is a pallet fork in essence, but it's a 3-point link mounted, so you can have it directly onto the vehicle or various different 3-point link attachments. This, I'm trying to think now, was this under miscellaneous? I'm trying to think where I found it in the end. If we do L1 and circle, we can manually, automatically raise and lower it into position for doing its job, or L1 and right stick, we can do it manually, so we can do it automatically or we can do it manually, and we have got some tilt function there as well should you want to tilt it like so, and it picks up things that are on pallets. That's what its job is. Disconnect it, just back up. So let's hope I got this right. Under tools, now I'm just thinking, was it under front loaders? I'm sure it was miscellaneous. There you go, the P46, 575. This will use one slot, and we've got the option to change the main colour to anything on that pallet, like so, and then we can have standard, or we can have it with let's back out a little bit, that on the top. Although that's interesting, because I just went with the standard colour before. If I go, why is it letting me go back up to the, oh, this drives me mad when this does this. Right, customise main colour. Oh, that top section is always going to be red then. There's no option to change that. So whatever you do, if you do get that top section, if you're moving a couple of pallets and you want to rest them against it, that's always going to be red. But that's no major hassle, is it? At the end of the day. There you go. The P46. Right, from here. Oh yeah. A day without 3 meters is a day without sunshine. We have got the Kotte Frontpacker FP19 This is by OliDeutz TLX. This is a front packer, as it says, Kotte Frontpacker. You'll see when we hook up to it. Really nicely detailed this, and you'll be pleased to know it is a 3 meter. Front packer / cultivator, however you want to go about saying it. In the real world it's a packer, but in the game it will cultivate. This you will find under tools, under disc arrows. There we go, front packer, 8,000, 3 meter width, requires 60 horsepower, and it will run at 13 miles per hour. There are no options, you just get what you get. You get that colour and you get those rings. So we'll hook up, drop it down. There we go, 3 meter cultivating on the front. So if you want to put a seeder or something behind as you go, or whatever you might be doing, you can do that. There we go. Really nicely detailed. I like the fact they're still freewheeling, sort of spinning after you've stopped. That's a nice feature, that. There's one vehicle I'm going to leave till last, and you'll understand why. I may have to come out of the game to show you it. I'm a little bit disappointed, if I'm honest, but I know I don't often say that. I always try to give people the benefit of the doubt. You'll understand why I say that. Next up we've got this is the medium shed by ZGaming. Really nicely detailed. Love all the rust and stuff over this. I like the size of it. I like the fact it's drive through. I spent a little bit of time trying to find a light switch and I couldn't find one, although I'm sure someone will say, oh yeah, oh there we go. Didn't go far enough. It does have lights underneath it, albeit only 2, but it's enough to give you a bit of light. But like I say, the fact you can drive through from any direction, whether you want to put bales under here, vehicles, whatever you want to do. I just think the detail and texturing is amazing on it. This will only use 11 slots. It's not too expensive either, if I recall correctly. This you'll find under placeables, under sheds. There you go, medium shed, 22 grand. And I say only 11 slots. Not too bad at all, that. What we'll do is look at the next one while we're in here. I've done that before. Next up then, next to this is the machine shed. This is the medium shed. The next one is the machine shed. The machine shed is by moechtegernbauer. That will use 8 slots, although it says 1 there. 50 grand to buy. It's a machine shed with 10 gates. It's a fair size. And that's this one over here. Again, nice texture. When you look at the size of it, all the doors, all the animations, the texturing, the wood at the top. 8 slots, that's brilliant. Really good. And is that the outside light switch? Did they come on? Yeah. God, it was a spark then. I thought I'd electrocute myself. We had one of these recently, didn't we? Now, it is drive through all the way that way. And with all the pillars in it, I've got a light switch there. Turn that on, there we go, lights inside as well. The detail again inside is incredible, even with all the cabling going up for the lights that runs around the beams and all that. Absolutely fantastic. So we can drive through all the way this way. If you want to put vehicles in it, again, whatever you want to put, sure, it would be your shed, your shelter, but for vehicles and stuff, absolutely brilliant. I suppose the only downside maybe is the amount of pillars on the inside may hamper your movement around. It depends what you're putting in here, what you're going to store in here, but I like it. I think it's a really nice mod. Like I say, lots of detail on it. Plenty of doors to open and close, so you can get in from wherever you want. Yeah, that's pretty cool, that. There you go. So that's the machine shed by moechtegernbauer. I think moving on from there, we've got this. This is an interesting one. This is a little coffee shop. This is by Tailan Magalhaes. Sorry if I said that wrong. Magalhaes and Agro mods. This will use 3 slots. It's a decorative piece. The 2 sheds we just looked at and this are all seasons ready. With this, like I say, it's just a decorative piece, but at night the shutters close and the chairs go away, so it's all kind of packed up at night, which I think is a really clever little detail. That nice detail. It's just something to add on, you know, if you're building up your farm, especially on something like no man's land and you're building up a whole sort of scenario, whatever you're doing, something a little bit sort of quirky and different to have. This you will find under placeables, under decoration, 1,850 to buy, so not too expensive either. Like I say, only 3 slots, so yeah, pretty cool. Nice little addition, that. So, second to last mod. Do you feel you're not getting enough money from your local dairy? You're not getting what you ought? Well, we've got the dairy. This is by Camelos0397. This is a sell point. A milk sell point, and it does say in the Modhub this will give you 50% more than other sell points, although I must point out other sell points are available. So yeah, got a little dairy sell point for your milk. Now that clip in there, I don't know if that will happen on all maps. I'm on no man's land, that's when I placed it, and I've got this little bit of grass coming through, but with a little tiny little bit of landscape in the small tool, and you know, I could clean that up, no problem at all. It's not a huge building. Again, nice detail. It is a sell point, that's what it's here for, that's what it's designed for. If we look into the menu here, it's under Milk Land. And if you look at the other prices here, the Edge Grain Vault that is on here is 1,391. The Vehicle Shop Grains is 1,412. This one is at 1,939. So it depends what economy level you're setting on, what other sell points you've got on your map, but it will be substantially higher than regular, which is very nice indeed. This you will find where will you find this? Under miscellaneous, I think. This is also seasons ready. There you go, 35,000. 18 slots to place that, because it's a sell point as well. But what we'll do, I have got some milk in here. I don't always test the sell points to make sure they work. And a couple of times I've been kind of caught out and people say, oh, I can't get it to work. So let's sell our 4,000 litres of milk. This is really frustrating because on my Stone Valley Let's Play that I'm going to post later on, oh, I better not say anything, I just sold a load of milk. Typical. There we go. Not bad at all, that. Very cool. Which brings me on to the last of the mods. And I'm not going to be able to show it to you unless I go off the map, which I'm going to have to go onto a different map and maybe try it on there. This happened recently with another vehicle. It was a lorry we had. Was it a lorry we had recently? And since I took that off, I have had no problem whatsoever with this happening. Now this has happened again. This is a new mod out today. This is the Valtra G Series. This is by Giant Software. Now, you will find this, maybe, under small tractors. You watch it work now. Right at the very end, the Valtra G Series. If I click on it now, nothing. I can't get into the menu. So what I did earlier on, I saved the game, came out, came back in. When I clicked on it, it took me in to the menu. So like this. But the tractor didn't appear. I just got the little spinning icon and it span and span and span and span. So I came out like that, clicked on it again, nothing. I cannot access it at all. So I'm wondering if it's a problem between the map and the mod, maybe? It's 34 slots anyway, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to save this bit of recording. I'm going to go to another map with it installed and try and access it there and show you the features, if I can. If I can't, I'm sorry, I apologise, and I will show you on there as well. Okay, I'm here on my Stone Valley map, so we'll try it on here, see if we fare any better. Small tractors. That's so bizarre. So it's working on here but didn't on there. I mean, I still stand by what I said. It should work on every map. There's no reason why it shouldn't work, because surely you should be able to use any vehicle on any map. I know sometimes there are mod conflicts and stuff, but anyway, here we are, the Valtra G Series by Giant Software. I do like that colour. So we've got main colour we can change. That's a special, and then we've got all these different options, you know, on this colour palette. But I'll be honest, that is special, isn't it? That's a nice special colour. We can change the rim colour to anything on here. Just thinking what would go really nicely with that. Not white. In all honesty, probably the Agro or something like that. A dark colour would go well with that, unless you try and contrast it with maybe a really bright orange. No, even that's not that great, is it? So, those are your choices on that. Then we've got wheel brand, we've got Nokian, Trelleborg, Michelin, back to Nokian. Under Nokian, we've got standard, communal, and back again. Trelleborg, we've got standard, wheel weights, rear narrow twins, narrows, back to standard. Then under Michelin, we've got standard, wheel weights. Oh, that's it. There's no wides. Oh, okay. I suppose technically the Michelins are a little bit wider anyway. Then back to Nokians again. Oh, okay. And then we've got design. We've got active, Versu. That's inside, isn't it? What's changed? This is my first time looking at this because I couldn't get it to work before. So you've got a side panel stuff with all your various different spool controls and things off to the right, and then that puts it all on the armrest. Oh, okay. Let's go with that for an extra grand. Then we've got engine setup, G105, 105 horsepower, G115 at 115, G125, 125 horsepower, G135 at 135 horsepower, and back again. So 135 horsepower is as high as it will go. And then we've got the option of front loader attacher, yes or no. It's a nice looking little tractor, isn't it? Let's lease that. So this is what I would normally do before. I would check on them and have a look and see what the options are. Lights. It's a funky looking thing, isn't it? I mean, no, it's a Valtra, it's just different sorts. This is one of the latest ones, isn't it? I do like the lights on that. Beacons. Horn. So open up the help menu. Do we have any options? Giants ones, we don't normally have doors open and close or anything like that. Inside, I do like that. There's a few tractors. The class, I want to say Arians, no Actions. The little one has that, the kind of panoramic look for that, which I really like. Nice screen, isn't it? Well, actually, the seat doesn't move, does it, or anything like that? No, but the controls are all there rather than over there, so they're actually on your seat. Let's go through our cycler for our options. Light panels, yeah. Giants FM. What about on the side there? Is there a beacon one? No, so you put your beacons on, the beacon light doesn't come on the pillar. But yeah, it's nicely detailed. Well, I'm glad I took the time to bring it over to another map and try it out. It's a nice looking tractor, that. Very cool. Going all G in it. Apparently that's what the kids say these days. Or maybe not these days, but a while back. So anyway, that's it. That's the mods. We finally got that's the mods for today. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.